Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my weekly deck reviews. I'm super stoked about this video, but before I do that, let me tell you how this works. So each week I typically work with one tarot deck, one oracle deck, and lately I've also been working with a set of runes, always the same set, so that part doesn't change. But I like to tell you how the decks I've been working with have been working out, how they read, how I felt pairing the two decks that I worked with, all of that kind of good stuff. And then I like to share with you what I'm going to be working with next week, which I am very excited to share today. So I'm going to just dive right in, because this past week I have been working with the Stretch Tarot. The Stretch Tarot is by Joseph Stretch. This is what the backs look like. And I have to say, this deck has been a really steady deck for me this week. I said that weird. I actually got my hands on this deck as part of a bit of a deal. Joseph Stretch had posted on his Instagram that he had some damaged boxes. They were sealed. They were some like corner damage to the boxes, so he was selling them at a bit of a discount. So I contacted him on Instagram. I got this for a steal, and I was so glad that I jumped on it because I'm really digging collage type decks lately. This is the only card I really don't like, the Ace of Wands. Like, it's fine. The word is creation, but it's kind of gory looking to me. I just don't like it. Everything else I love, but it's got this like vintage photo element to the artwork, and it feels like all the art card to card feels pretty cohesive. Can I tell you though, you know, I used this, and I will link it up in the cards. I used this in Peggy, I can't talk. I just said Peggy's name twice. Peggy and I used this during our tag. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to edit it out because I like to share my dorkiness with you, but yeah, in our tag team tarot, I'm trying to find our stalker card. Here it is. We got this card so many times when we were reading for people with this deck. I did not pull this card one time for myself throughout the week, but I got this card every, like, I feel like the first day we did tag team tarot, we got this card like over and over again, and then it just kept coming up. I'm gonna hold the deck up and show you some more images. I meant to edge this deck this week and I haven't. I may still do that tonight, we'll see. But I really think it'll look nice with black edges because the back has like a fade to black sort of feeling to it. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed working with it. I have no complaints. Now, there are keywords on the cards, and most of them to me feel very Rider-Waite-Smith, but there are a couple that kind of feel Thoth, like the Ten of Swords is Ruin, which I believe, I love this Hermit. The Ten of Swords being Ruin, I believe that's a Thoth keyword. I could be wrong on that, but the imagery is really evocative, and even though it's collage, it just feels like it tells the story of the card really well. Now, I think that this deck is currently sold out on the Stretch Tarot website. I don't know if it will be coming back, but follow the creator on Instagram for sure, and I'm sure you'll be kept up to date. But that is the Stretch Tarot. Really enjoyed that. I had no idea what to pair with it this week, to be honest. And I had a new oracle deck that I wanted to stretch its legs. Don't try to be clever, Lisa. Just say the thing. I wanted to try out, see how it read. I got Benabelle Wen's Chinese, how does she call it in the book? Chinese Oracle Script Divination cards. Now, this is a deck that you can print at home for free. I think I mentioned all of that last week when I first introduced that I was going to be working with this deck. You can also select your own backing if you do order the deck. Well, whether you print it or you order it. If you print it, you can choose from, I think, even more backings if you print at home. If you print through makeplankcards.com, you have a choice of a couple backings. I really liked this backing, so that's what I chose. And Benabelle had recently updated this deck, so this is the up-to-date version. It has like the watermark of symbols in the back. This is a very straightforward, clear-speaking oracle deck, and I fully plan to use this more in the future. I will definitely be using this with my Spirit Keepers Tarot, which is also by Benabelle Wen. I think it'll look and act really cohesive next to that deck. I found that this worked great for daily draws to just add clarity to what I was reading about. I typically will pull my tarot card first, contemplate that card, and then pull my oracle card, contemplate both cards together, and then I will pull my rune and then add that as well. And then I do some journaling. That's how I typically work with my cards every single day. But this one I just feel like it's expansive. There's some really punchy messages. Oh, sorry. There's some really punchy messages, and it feels to me fairly direct and predictive, similar to the way I see Lenormand as being direct and predictive. There's room to dive deeper for sure. And I did go through the guidebook this week, and I read all of the intro, and I also worked with this 9 square reading. I did this reading for myself. There's an explanation of how this works in the guidebook. The guidebook I got from the print-on-demand service Lulu, and both of these two combined were, I think, around 20 or 30 bucks. Like, it was really inexpensive to buy both of these, and that's in Canada with Canadian shipping and all of that stuff. It was not expensive. So I'm very, very pleased that I jumped on these. I'm pleased that Benebell has made these available to people to just print at home. I think you could definitely print on some good cardstock and play with these and have a great time. And I believe all the material from the book is also available for free. So dive in. All the information will be, if I forget to link it below, I will try to remember that. But if not, you can go to Benebell Wen's website and search up her blog for the Chinese Oracle script, divination cards, and you will be able to find all the links and information. I really enjoyed it. We have a dog scratching. Hi, baby. Hi. Here we go. Okay. Let's get into... Oh, one more thing. I used one of my old favorite reading cloths this week. I literally hug everything to my face. It's what I do. So this is... Oh, is it sideways? Yes. It's kind of like got this like worn out alphabet kind of stop-start look to it. But this side is a really, really nice high-end silk. And this side is a velvet. It's actually technically a velour, but it feels like velvet. And I love this. I can just kind of ball it up and smoosh it into my bag and then lay it out, and I just love the way it looks and feels. And it's so light. So that's what I used this week. One of my faves. The Peggy bag that I chose for my Chinese Oracle script cards is this Fitchie bag, which I just love, and it fits perfect, this deck. The stretch tarot, I'm not fully decided. I kind of have it in a temporary home, which is this brown bag with like little blue circles. But I feel like I probably want something that's a little more vintage to match the sort of vintage feel. So I'll be keeping an eye out in Peggy's new creations to find something to match it up with. All right, let's talk about what I'm working with this week because I'm so excited. Oh wait, I keep doing that, but one more thing. I am still working with my runes, which I keep in this little pouch that Peggy made me. These are my onyx runes. I've been showing them every week. I'm really liking layering these. This is an example of what one of them looks like. I'm really liking layering these with my tarot readings, and so I am continuing while I get to know them to travel and work with these Living Magic rune learning cards at the same time. They're like flashcards, but they have the meanings on the backs, including reversals. And this is just a really easy way for me to read about the cards. It's just simple, easy to use. It's my go-to. I'm starting to memorize some of them and what they kind of generally mean the longer I work with them, and I'm really enjoying that. So I'm going to continue to work with them until I feel super comfortable with all of them and what they mean and how to interpret them. So it's probably going to be a pretty long standing practice for me, but I'm really enjoying it. Okay, now, okay, to talk about the new things. It's always so fun, right? Okay. The tarot deck that I am going to be working with this week is the Gorgons Tarot. Oh, I'm so excited. This is such an untalked about deck. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why more people aren't talking about it. I don't know why I didn't encounter it until, when did I even encounter it? I legitimately cannot remember who mentioned this deck. Somebody mentioned it, or I stumbled across it on somebody's video or something, and I was like, what is that? I need that. And then I was trying to look for other videos about it, and I couldn't find very many. And I'm like, I'm gonna do a walkthrough. Unless you guys tell me not to. Like, I could say, who wants to see a walkthrough? But like, I want to do it. So you don't really have to want it. I'm probably gonna do it anyway. You know, anyway. It is I need to start telling you things. This video is gonna be a bazillion hours long. This deck is by Doloros Fitchie. It is published by Red Feather, so it's in one of these really nice boxes. But check it out. So it's got a little ribbon pull. You open up the box like this. These are the cards. They're round and they're huge. They're huge. Now, I've already gone through the entire deck. I've already looked a bunch of stuff up in the guidebook. By the way, when I say these are huge, let me just grab my stretch tarot cards. So here's what the backing looks like. They are gorgeous. They've got these like snakes. Oh, so good. Let me show you the size though, for reals. So this is a standard tarot card, and the very center of the circle here is taller, like significant. Like if I bring it all the way down so that the bottom edge touches, it's about a good inchish, maybe more than an inch up top, and like an inch and a half to 2 inches on either. Like it's massive. I have pretty big hands. If you have small hands, I don't know how you would shuffle this deck. I really don't. Now I've managed with the oval deck, the gorgeous oval deck with the rose petal finish. Somebody help me. Somebody's gonna be watching this video and they're gonna be shouting at the screen, and it's pre-recorded, so you can't actually help me. Why? I'm picturing the entire thing. It's beautiful. I love it. It's in a red box. Okay, I can't. It's not in a red box. It's got red backs. I'm gonna get back on track. I can handle large decks. But when I say it's large, now I've got very large hands. I can stretch my hands all the way around this. Another good reference might be the the Dark Mansion Tarot. I have the large one, and I can barely, this is about the size. This is about what it's like to hold the Dark Mansion Tarot end to end. I can barely get my fingers around about half of this deck at full stretch. It's massive. It's massive, and it's beautiful. Okay, I've only shown you the back so far. So I'm going to show you a few cards. Okay. There's only 2 cards that have any red in them. The Gorgon, the blind Gorgon is one of the cards that has red, so I'm trying to get glare off. And then the Devil card also has red. It is so pretty. Look at this death card. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a full walkthrough. I'm already in love. I'm really looking forward to working with it. We'll see how it is to actually shuffle, but I don't want to shuffle it till after I've done the walkthrough. I love this one. I love that 8 of Wands. Oh. And I'm not always a big one for, oh, there we go. I'm not always a big one for black and white, but something about this one really, really works for me. It is a very feminine deck. There's a lot more female characters in positions that you wouldn't normally see them. We have a female 6 of Wands, for example, but there are kings, some of whom, the males in this deck are a little bit on the androgynous side, and except for, I would say, in the Lovers. So let me just show you what the Lovers looks like so you get an idea of what I mean. Mostly because the Lovers are naked, and you know that that's a, oh no, not the Lovers. I lied. What card was that then? Maybe it was the 2 of Cups. Maybe that's what it was. Where are our cups? Here's our cups. Nope, I have no idea. We'll see it in the walkthrough. But I'm going to do probably one of those really long walkthroughs where I share my thoughts on every single card as I go through it. So it's going to be one of those fold your laundry while you watch or get a cup of tea and a meal kind of videos. But I'm so excited to dig into this. So very excited. I'm definitely going to be edging this in black. I'll probably sit down with this deck and the Stretch Tarot and edge them together since I never edged the Stretch yet. I have a feeling I'm going to be hand over hand shuffling this deck, or I'm going to split it into 2 piles, and I might be able to just rifle them that way. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm very excited. This is the first round deck that I have really genuinely loved and haven't felt like I'm trying to get myself to love, if that makes any sense. And it is inspired by Rider-Waite-Smith deck as well as by the Mother piece. So there's some juicy stuff in here. And just at first glance, I know I'm talking about this a lot, and I'm sorry. The little guidebook is actually pretty little, but the writing is fantastic and really entertaining. Just the few cards I've looked up, and I've read the intro. There's a lot of really great stuff in this guidebook. And I have to say too that throughout the deck, there are these sweet little, let's see if I can find it. There's lots of animal companions, but there are these cute little rats throughout the entire deck. And I'm thinking of Elle when I say that, just because I know she's gonna die a little bit. But there are these adorable little rat friends, and so of course now I'm not finding any, just that show up, like they're just like being little cheerful helpers throughout the deck. Yeah, why am I not finding any? There's a bunch. Just take my word for it. You can see it in the walkthrough, which I'm hoping to film this weekend. We'll see. We'll see. But at any rate, thank you so much for hanging out with me. That is what I'm going to be working with this week. Oh, and because, and an oracle deck. Let's not just screw the whole thing up, Lisa. The oracle deck that I chose to work with this deck, because it has that sort of feminine vibe, is the Sacred Rebels deck. So I have a trimmed copy of this deck. If you watched my Self-Worth Saturday yesterday, I did an oracle reading with this deck. Trimmed, it's absolutely stunning. I mean, it's stunning regardless, but the Sacred Rebels deck is feminine and empowering and healing, and it's just a lot. It's just a lovely deck to work with. The book by Alana Fairchild is really lovely as well. I love the little bum in that deck, or in that card, I don't know why. But it is a really, really lovely deck, and I really enjoy working with it. I need to edge this copy as well, so I may do that. Maybe I'll do that also tonight. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to work with that beside the Gorgons Tarot. And the reading cloth that I'm going to be working with is this lovely light slate pattern one that's reversible to this like sort of whitewashed fence board looking fabric. I just feel like with the darkness on both of those decks, I need something like light and bright behind it. So that's what I'm going to be working with there. And now that's it. That's what I'm going to be working with this week. So I'm really excited to report back on the Gorgons Tarot. If you have any of the decks I've talked about today, let me know your thoughts on them down below. Or if you want any of these decks, or if you don't like any of these decks, I still want your thoughts. Hit me up. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!